sports to the community the best way I can. I'd like to welcome everybody to the show right now. We've had an exciting couple of days. I got a couple things I'll mention right to kick off the top of the show here. Let me get my little notebook over here to the side. Sorry about that. All right, so we've got the CP Roundtable Talk coming up here real quick. It's going to be on February the 16th, which is a Sunday at 4 p.m. Anybody that's interested in talking about and discussing CP, that's 18 or older. If you are interested in coming and have CP and are 18 or older, would like to be part of the discussion, you can contact me at DJ Carter or Miss Wilson. And that would be at, there's a couple ways you can actually contact her. That would be at Kelly R. Smith. Sorry, words are hard as we talk on the radio today. Kelly R. Smith, and also Kelly's Choice Inc. For Kelly's Choice there. And we will send you an invite once you have confirmed that you will be actually joining us. We need that confirmation, though, first, before we're going to send you that invite again. That is February the 16th on Sunday at 4 p.m. for the CP Cerebral Palsy Roundtable Talk, and we will be looking forward to having you there. But make sure you let us know that you're coming so that we can send you an invite. I've gotten quite a few invites from our confirmations from people to let me know they are coming. So as we get those confirmations in, we will send you the invite the day of or the day before to let you know, so you have the link to click on. It'll be either by phone or online. You can do it either way. So that is coming up on February the 16th. All right, now, on March the 28th, 2020, coming up, that's a Saturday. You guys mark your calendars, because I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a big day. It is the Cerebral Palsy Conference. It is going to be 9 to 5. Location is still TBD for y'all people in the world. That's to be determined. Miss Wilson's working on that, getting all that done. And I'm telling you, speakers are being booked. This event's going to be huge. It was huge last year. I'm telling y'all now. Y'all get ready. If you're interested in being a speaker for the event, contact Miss Wilson, again, Kelly R. Smith, or on Kelly's Choice Inc. .org. You can actually go to that and talk to her, and she'll get you all squared away with that. But I'm telling you, I went to this event last year, and it was the bomb, diggity. I got to tell you, it was off the chain. It's from 9 to 5. We had Robert last year. I know Taylor was there last year. I know we had, goodness gracious, we had so many people. I was there last year. Even Brother Palsy came in for a little while. It was nice to have everybody. Everybody came in. We had great speakers. Gosh, I'm saying Andrew was there. There was several speakers last year. We all enjoyed it, and it's a good time to get together with people with CP and just learn a lot about cerebral palsy. There's so many unanswered questions in this world about different disabilities, but and people think, well, I can't go to an event like this because, I don't have CP. If you want to learn something, if you want to figure out what CP is, what causes it, the different types, why, when, where, how, come learn something at this event. If you don't go to an event like this because you're scared or you're worried about how something is going to turn out, and you miss an opportunity, and most of all, to be able to interact with people and see that there is a normalcy even with cerebral palsy. You got to give a person a chance and understand that if you learn about it and you go away with the right information and not just assuming what you know, then you can actually say, hey, I can go tell somebody else what I learned and have questions about. And then next year you can bring them. Well, guess what? You got time, because on March the 28th, Saturday, 9 to 5, it's gonna be soon, guys. I'm telling you, the time is flying faster than my legs when it comes to eating chocolate. I gotta let you know, it's gonna happen quick. So if y'all are interested, y'all need to contact Ms. Wilson, Kelly R. Smith, or Kelly's Choice Inc.org. I forgot to throw the .org on the first part for the roundtable. Again, that's Kelly's Choice Inc.org. for the roundtable as well, or Kelly R. Smith. Y'all can check that out. And y'all know it's gonna be good. So I gotta tell you right now, get in there while you can, because it's gonna fill up fast. And if you don't do it, it's your own fault. Y'all know I'm trying to get y'all out here, because this event is gonna change the world. I believe the more we do this event and the more we put on this event, that the more that people learn about CP, they understand what CP is, and it's going to close the gap. You know that awkward feeling if you've never talked to a person with a disability before? Come to this event, because you're going to be able to, once you're able to say hi, and once you're able to get past that, oh, that was weird, and not look at it, once you realize what's going on, and you realize the intelligence of these people that are here, that just because they're in chairs doesn't mean they can't get the job done. They may roll you over, but you got to understand that is what it is. If you deserve to be rolled over because you do something stupid, it's your own fault. I got to be king. I got to bring my camera down a little bit. I got like the top of my head showing, and I'm trying to figure out why. I don't know what happened on there. There we go. I don't want to demystify the sports wall, but I'm trying to adjust my camera on Facebook Live too. That's hard to do. All right, there we go. So basically, this event, it's going to give people a chance to not worry about what they do know, and to find out the right information. And you can ask questions and not feel bad about asking questions. I remember there was a school teacher last year that asked about working, with a disabled child, and not knowing, if she doesn't have the information that she needs, how does she know when the child's in pain? How does she know, because the child is nonverbal, how does she know the child, when they need to turn, or when they need to, there needs to be, a written script of how to do it. And you learn a lot of things about the different types of CP. Even having it, I learned so much about the people that were there last year, and being able to man, I was just blown away by Alexis and Taylor. Now Taylor, and I talk about Taylor just about every week, but you talking about somebody that's inspiring. I've been told I'm inspiring. No, to me, Taylor is one of the most inspiring people in this world, because she keeps pushing, she keeps going, she goes to therapy every day. She was at the CP conference last year, and I got to tell you, I've made so many friends, and connected with so many people, and the parents. Do you know what a relief it is for these parents to come to these events and be able to talk with other people and learn and get those avenues of things they didn't know before? Or, every city, or excuse me, every state is supposed to have a disability board. There needs to be things set in place. When you come to an event like this, you find out about wheelchairs, about medical equipment. There was a speaker last year on how to get donated medical equipment when you need to use it. When you don't have a chair to use. If you don't come to an event like this, you're not going to find out about all this good stuff and learn something that could change your life. And to tell you the truth, it could change somebody else's. Like, to welcome everybody as you come in. I've got 2 viewers right now. I see Nikki, but I can't tell who my other person is, because the comments are not showing up. So I don't know if they're not able to comment, or they're not on if you're on Let Go Radio, we're live on letgoradio.net, and we're live on Facebook Live. Welcome everybody to the Sports Minion Radio Show. Going to have a great show today. Got a couple of sports stories. I am tongue-tied today, y'all. Sports stories for you. Also have a great topic for CP today. Now, sports stories I want to get into, and the first thing I want to talk about is the loss of Kobe Bryant. Losing Kobe Bryant, the basketball world is still in shock. And to lose him, a great player and a great advocate for basketball. He did so many things outside the league. Kobe and his daughter died in a helicopter crash, along with 5 others. And our thoughts and prayers go out to the family and the people that are suffering right now. I'm with you guys, and I know that you're going through a lot, but know that God is with you, and so am I. So Big shout out to Kobe Bryant's family, and I know to lose a husband and daughter in the same day, I can't even put into words how that would feel, because I've never experienced that. Condolences to everyone who is suffering in this, and the families that lost their loved ones, and Kobe Bryant, losing his life, shocking the basketball world. The LA Lakers put on a great memorial for Kobe, and I got to tell you, it really was touching to see the outpouring of emotion and the turnout of being able to see the love and support that was given to Kobe and his wife and family. And I have a story that I want to kick off the show with, and it's LeBron James actually picked Gigi's number two All Star of Kobe Bryant's daughter. Let me just read a little bit of this to you guys right now. LeBron James' team at the NBA All-Star Game wore the number 2 in tribute to Gianna Bryant, while and that to honor the number 24. On Monday, James said he was given the first pick on the matter. The 16th time All-Star chose to honor Gigi. Now, I just want to go through this, to be able to honor someone like that. And, after all that's gone on, for somebody to really step up and take the bull by the horns and actually wear the number 2 in the All-Star game, that is touching in a sense that it brings honor to Kobe, it brings honor to his daughter, and I really think it was the right thing to do. So, big props to LeBron James and doing that, and just trying to bring. You're never going to get, peace or closure in a situation like that because it's so abrupt, and that's what you want. You want peace and closure, and you wish you could fix it, but you can't. But doing something like that shows true honor and respect and love to a family, and just I am so glad to be able to see this and to know that it was done, and it was done the right way. Again, there were thousands and thousands of flowers and posters and memorials that were left outside the Lakers basketball arena, and it's been had been going on all week, the week of Kobe Bryant's death and Gigi's death, and not to forget the others that were on the helicopter, the pilot and all of those, but you sit there and to lose 7 people, this you really have to kind of take a look at life and say, look, we don't know how much time we've got, and you've got to live every moment to the fullest, because you don't know if tomorrow's going to come. You're not guaranteed tomorrow, and I say that a lot. And when something tragic like this happens, it kind of that state of shock of how could something like this happen. It's there. You've got to value the time that you've got left. You've got to value the time that every moment that you make a difference in someone's life, or every moment that you do something, you got to value it, because it could very well be your last. And you don't, you want it to be, you want it to be something that is wonderful in the fact, and you want to leave a legacy. You hear a lot of people talking about legacy and what's going on with that. What do you want to be remembered for? They showed an interview of Kobe Bryant, his favorite junk food, his least favorite thing, and though his most important person was his wife. You look at that, and you look at an interview like that was done in all reality. He was talking and on camera, and now for him to be gone, and those moments, those precious moments that he left in that interview to be gone, it is saddening. And it's one of those things. Once they're gone, you never know what you have until it's gone, because you can't get it back. And that's the sad part about life. You want it to be something different, but it's not. So big shout out to Kobe Bryant and his family. And I know that, you guys are going through a rough time right now, but as I said before, God is with you and so am I. And we wish you the best. Thank you, LeBron James, for honoring Gigi in the All-Star game there. I want to move on just a little bit. I want to talk some about the Super Bowl, San Francisco, and Kansas City, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs and Andy Reid. I tell you, you've been there a couple times and couldn't get it done, but man, you got it done. Patrick Mahomes came back in the fourth quarter. San Francisco had this game, and I got to be honest. I'm going to be honest. Y'all forgive me. I was rooting for San Francisco because I wanted to see Jimmy G, win the thing. I know everybody, and I told y'all that Kansas City was going to do it, but I didn't want Kansas City to do it. I wanted San Francisco to do it because I know it had been 50 years since Kansas City won, and I get it and all that. But San Francisco had this game until the fourth quarter, and I was sad enough to sit there. You cannot let off the gas when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. You can't. If this dude gets an opening and he gets outside the pocket, I said keep him inside the pocket, and they even sacked him a couple times. I mean, and I'll tell you, the running game for San Francisco in the first half just blew it wide open. And I thought, if y'all keep doing this, if y'all keep going and y'all keep getting to where you're gonna, keep the running game going and keep doing, they did a lot of trick plays and shovel passes that looked like passes but were actually runs. And I want to pull up just a couple of stats from the game because I was looking at what each team did. 20 of 31 for Jimmy G, 219 passing yards, a passing touchdown, 2 interceptions, and a sack. Now, the last interception was at the last part of the game, and he was trying to make something happen. He threw it up in the air, and that happened. But the guy that really impressed me, again, Raheem Mostert, 12 for 58, 4.8 yards a rush. His longest was 17. But the guy that really stood out to me was Deebo Samuel. San Francisco did a couple of reverses to where it was, just he busted out big long. I mean, his longest rush, Samuel's longest rush was 32 yards, and that was on that, he went one way and cut back the other way and cut up the field. He went off to the left, cut up, and then veered off to the right and got everybody to pull and got 32 yards on that. If they could have done that a couple more times in that fourth quarter, when that fourth quarter started and Kansas City started getting that momentum, I said, oh boy, here we go. I mean, even receiving. I mean, Sanders had 3 for 38 yards. Juszczyk was the man. He had 3 for 39 yards in that big TD. He almost had another one. But I tell you what, you look at the tight ends. I mean, Kelsey and all that. Even he had 5. Deebo Samuel had 5 for 39. 53 rushing yards. I mean, he did everything that he could. Robbie Gould, of course, was 2 for 2. 42 was his longest. Let's take a look at Kansas City's stats now. Patrick Mahomes, 26 of 42, 286, 2 passing TDs, 2 interceptions. That's the thing that got me. You got to capitalize over the turnovers, and they did on the one. They got where with Jimmy G's first turnover, Kansas City got 3, but the big turnovers by Kansas City, San Francisco capitalized off of it and got 7, and that's where it was a big difference. But again, Kelsey really wasn't in there that much. He had one reception for 2 yards, 1 rush for 2 yards. Williams had 17 for 104. That got them. They were able to go. Kansas City was able to go through and kind of hack and slash a little bit. And that's where, again, Patrick Mahomes using his legs, 9 for 29. And you look at, things like, Kelsey, 6 receptions for 43 yards and a TD. Again, if Kelsey gets open, you almost got to double team him every time. Again, Sammy Watkins, he was to me the MVP because he had 5 for 98, but he was always seemed to be open on critical third down. And a lot of times third down didn't work for Kansas City, but fourth down did. And I think that's where Reid was smart in the situation of saying, okay, look, this is what happened. We got to run the ball when we can, but if the running game is not going to work, we're going to go to Patrick Mahomes and put it in his hands. And I think San Francisco knew that, but they couldn't stop him because you can double team Kelsey. But if you double team Kelsey, that's going to leave Watkins wide open. And for him to get 98 yards, I tell you, it was a game. It was a good game. 31-20. You look at, again, I believe San Francisco had it until the third quarter. Till the end of the third quarter, start of the fourth. You can't let up on Patrick Mahomes. You got to keep foot on the gas all the time. The type of thing you got to be with. It is what it is. Congratulations, Kansas City. I tell you what, I saw a story on the parade this morning, and I'm like, really? During the parade, there was a car that basically jumped a barrier, and there was a police chase in the middle of at the Kansas City parade, and this dude, thank God, the guy was caught, arrested, and nobody was harmed. Why in the world something got to happen in the middle of a police parade? Daggone Kansas City parade. They just won the Super Bowl, and somebody got to be chased. That was obviously an angry San Francisco fan. I'll just say that. We'll go with it. There's a couple things I also want to cover. I got one more story real quick. Ron Rivera is hopeful to reconcile with Trent Williams. I don't know if they're in talks right now, but I know that's one thing he is looking at. They want to sit him down, see how his health is, see where his health is, and see how he is feeling. Explain to him, they got rid of the other medical staff, brought a new medical staff in. I know that Trent Williams wants a new contract. I don't know, where they are in those talks as far as with what's going on with that, but we got to see. I know that Greg Olsen, that's the other thing I'm going to bring up here, the last story that I've got. Greg Olsen was released from the Carolina Panthers on Monday, and already he's got visits to come in. We'll take a look at this real quick. The 13-year pro will meet with the Buffalo Bills, the Washington Redskins. Olsen is also scheduled to visit with the Seattle Seahawks, it looks like. And, I got to tell you, the thing that worries me, though, being that he's coming from Carolina and Ron Rivera came from Carolina, I'm trying to figure out, Olsen played a full 16 games season in each of his first 6 years with Carolina, but injuries have beset him over the last three campaigns. He played 14 games in 2019, recording 597 yards and 2 touchdowns. The 34-year-old expressed an interest to continue his career despite broadcasting opportunities also being available. So we don't know what he's going to do. Don't know what he's going to actually, where he's actually going to sign. So, we got to see what happens with that. But Greg Olsen, I think, still has a lot left. His age does concern a little bit. Of course, you got to look at health and where that is going to be. Now, that is the last sports story I've got for you guys. But I do want to read an email that I got from a young man. I hope I'm saying this name right, and please forgive me if I'm not. Darquan from Salesby, Texas. I've gotten a lot of emails from Texas lately, and Darquan says this. He says, DJ, I listen to your show as often as I can. Your show is great. You talk about a lot of stuff. Are you a big fan of NASCAR? I don't hear a lot of NASCAR on your show. Do you watch the races? If so, who do you like and why? Darquan, I am Zarquan, I think it is. Sorry about that. And I hope I'm saying your name right. Please forgive me if I'm not. I am a NASCAR fan. I was when Joey Logano was with Joe Gibbs Racing. I was a big Joey Logano fan. I liked Travis Quapple when he was racing. I know he's not racing anymore. I was Elton Sawyer, my cousin, was a big racer back with Ricky Rudd and things like that. But right now, I haven't really watched much racing because again, Joey Logano's with a different team now. So I'm a Joe Gibbs fan. I always have been. I've been a Kyle Busch, and you look at guys like that. Of course, the Joe Gibbs racing makes me happy. I don't watch a lot of racing now because my friend that I used to watch it down in Waynesboro with is down in Waynesboro. I'm here. My roommate and I sometimes will catch a little bit of a race. I like the dirt track, and of course the Daytona 500's coming up. I probably will be watching that one. So hope that answers your question, and thanks for writing into the show, guys. You can write into the show at thesportsminionradioshow at yahoo.com, and feel free to send me an email, and I'll do my best to answer your questions on one of my shows and get the email bag going. I picked the email bag back up and want to get that going in my shows again. Now, the CP issue for today that I want to talk about is this. Only you can change you. Now, there's a lot of the reason that I picked this with cerebral palsy. There's questions that I understand, and there's questions that I don't understand. But to me, I always feel that there is a proper way to ask them. I look at this and I say, okay, what are we doing? And the reason I say only you can change you, for example, I've heard this question asked, why are you in a chair? That's not a bad question. That's an okay question. But when you ask it to say, oh man, why are you in a chair? Oh, I wish I had one of those. Everybody thinks that it's not in a chair. And I don't want to say everybody. People that I've seen say, oh man, that makes life easier. If you're in a chair for a week and you don't have to use your legs, I can see somebody saying that. If you're in a chair for a month and you don't have to use your legs and you're, just rolling around and trying it out, you realize pretty quick how quick your arms get tired. But when you're confined to it, and when you've been in a chair for 38 years or 50 years or 70 years or however old you are, and it's because you have to be, things like that I don't like, because people don't understand and they say that they do. I broke my leg and I was in a chair for 6 months. Okay, you understand it a little bit, but were you confined to it? Have you been confined to it to where you couldn't get out unless you transferred into something or went to bed? That's the thing. If you want to ask a question, but don't assume that a person has an easy life because they have a power chair. Okay? I was in a manual, and a manual chair, once you're in a manual chair for a while, your body breaks down. Your shoulders break down. When you don't have the full range of motion to push yourself, only in short bursts, your shoulders and body hurt all the time. And over time, that can do damage to your joints, and you end up having to get a power chair, and everybody says, oh, power chairs make you lazy. No. The only thing that makes you lazy is when you stop trying, stop doing things for yourself. So honestly, the reason I said only you can change you, the truth is, if you have CP and you don't want to answer a question, tell them I'm not going to answer that. If you want to ask me a serious question, I'll answer it. I don't understand why, people on Messenger or people that first meet you in groups ask personal questions they don't even know you, and they want to ask, does everything work down there to keep it clean? Can you be the woman? Why are you going to ask me that? And you don't know me? Can we at least talk about a topic first before we? And I don't care if you're from another country, if you're not used to our culture. I get that. But still, etiquette is, conversation etiquette. You got to have a little bit of that somewhere, and get to know the person's first. Hi, how are you? What's your name? What disability do you have? I'm new to the group and I have some questions that are kind of personal. Do you mind if I ask you a personal question? If the person says no, respect that, and don't ask them the question anyway so that they got to block you because you keep asking them the same question over and over and over and they're not going to answer you the first time. I really think that, people that don't have a disability, they're looking at things in a certain way. And often I'll say, try to put yourself in the other person's shoes or the other person's wheels, so to speak, as to say, look, you want to know what it's like not to be able to use your legs? Okay, take a bungee cord and tie them together. Okay, and try walking on crutches. having to push yourself up and use your arms at both at the same time. It is not the type of thing that I see people all the time. Man, I wish I had one of those chairs. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you had to sit in this thing all the time, do you know how sore you can get? The spasms that you can have? The medication that you might have to take because of that? I mean, I want to get up and run around and play hopscotch and do all that and play football and all that too. But I don't. Because, things are the way they are. But when people sit there and ask questions that don't make any sense, they're going to walk up and kick you in the leg and say, does this hurt? Let me tell y'all something. If somebody's going to walk up and kick me in the leg and say, can you feel that? I'm going to take a box of Cheerios and bash him upside the head and say, can you feel that? And then they're going to look at me stupid and wonder why I did it. Because you got to get past the thought of Neanderthal thinking. People with cerebral palsy and people with disabilities have feelings. And they can answer a question, but you got to be honest with them. And again, only you can change you, because you can only control what comes out of your mouth. You can't control what somebody else does. Okay? Everybody has stupidity. They just choose when and when not to use it. Okay, I didn't say everybody's stupid. Let me clarify that. I said everybody has stupidity. Now, the difference is in etiquette for a person that and this is something that took me a while to realize, in a sense of I didn't really know how badly that CP could affect this. The power of speech. A lot of people that have speech problems with cerebral palsy, it takes them time to formulate a phrase. Do you know the worst thing you can do? And this is people talk, aka normally, and I'm otherwise known as normally. I'm gonna address that stupid thing. The worst thing that you can do is finish a person's phrase that's trying to talk and trying to tell you something for them. Do not finish their phrase for them. I know that Taylor has an issue. She has to get the phrase out. And if you finish her phrase and I hear you finish her phrase, I'm going to roll over and roll you over. I want to hear what Taylor has to say. I want to hear it in the way Taylor has to say it, the way Nikki has to say it, the way Sherry has to say it. Whoever is dealing with CP, let them speak. I don't care how long it takes. If you think you got patience, talk to a person that has speech problems with CP. We're going to see how much patience you got. Because I'm going to tell you now, I got a lot of friends with cerebral palsy that have to talk like this, and every word has to come out slow. Now, I'm not making fun of somebody. I'm just saying sometimes that's how it is. And I don't like the fact of somebody saying, oh, they take too long, I'm going to just finish it for them. No. I got 2 words for you that I can't say on Let Go Radio, so I'm not going to say Let Go Radio. But anyway, that's the first thing. Let them speak and take a little time with them. And see, here's the thing. And a lot of people don't realize this, and I love that I'm making Nikki laugh already. She's been laughing the whole time, probably. But I even I'm trying to stutter over my words. Lord, how much I don't have a speech issue. When a person has a problem with speech and they have to slow down, here's the thing. It also causes you to have to slow down and listen. When you're with a person with CP, one of the best things that you can do is sit down at their level. Look at them eye level. Make eye contact with them. Don't be creepy. Don't get all up in their face like you're going to kiss the nose. Don't do that. Because, see, then you're going to get a left hook somewhere and your nose going to be bleeding. And you're going to wonder why. And see, then everything, y'all going to be all mad. And a bunch of CP people going to get in there with like 12 chairs and roll you over and break your leg. I'm not trying to get all that. I'm just saying, you got to take time to realize, what is this person thinking? And for God's sake, people, The chair is there. It's part of them. Let it be. Stop trying to mess with everything. And don't come to me and ask me, can I beep your horn? Do you know how annoying that is? Can I beep your horn? No, you can't beep my horn. Why in the world are you asking me that? I had a problem. I like to shop at Food Line, y'all. That's where I shop. I'm trying to let y'all know. I had a lady come up to me, and she was a nice lady. There weren't nothing wrong with her. She was walking. She was in the aisle. She walked by me and beat my horn, and I'm like, hello? How you doing? You just gonna walk by and beat my horn without going to touch my chair? She said, get out of there and let me ride. I looked at her. I said, hey, I'm going to let you know I charge about a mile. She started laughing and fell over, walking down the aisle all crooked and sideways. See, sometimes you just got to laugh it off. But don't touch the chair unless they say it's okay. These chairs cost $30,000 and $40,000. These things are like cars. You know, that's what these guys have to know. You can't just go up and offer. Can you can ask them, but if they say no, respect the heck out of that. I don't. That's why I say only you can change you. There are so many people that don't know, and I understand that you don't know, but don't assume that you can figure it out by not talking to the because of the way they are. Now I'm gonna take a few minutes, and I wanted to talk about this for a long time. And really, I call this CP etiquette. And you can stare because you're curious. I understand. You can look at it. You can look at it any way you want to. But here's the thing: don't stare. Don't stare. Instead of staring at somebody, if you want to say something or you have something on your mind, go over and for the love of God, if they're sitting with somebody else, go over to them. Don't go over to the other person. Lord Jesus. Don't go to the person and be like, can she talk? Look, I know you don't know. I know you don't understand. I know you're new. I get it. I understand. But Lord have mercy. You can say to somebody that's in a chair, are you able to verbally communicate? I don't want to sound stupid. That is a perfectly good way. And say, I'm not sure why you're in a chair. I'd like to ask you a question. Is that okay? Wait 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds to let them reply. Just ask. Let them reply. And then when they reply, you know what you do? You smile and you say, okay. I don't like assumptions. When you go up to a person in a chair and say, are you doing that? Look, don't assume. People, stop assuming. If you want to ask why they're in a chair, can I ask you why are you in a chair? Would you mind explaining it to me? You see how nice that was? You don't go up to somebody and say, hey, why are you in a chair? How does that sound? I'm going to show you why I'm in a chair. In a minute, you're going to be in one too. And we're going to be in the same boat. I'm trying to figure out why people just got to try to fix something that you don't need to fix. There are people with CP that haven't accepted who they are, and there are people with CP that have accepted who they are. And what I mean by that, cerebral palsy, any disability is a struggle. Okay? Everybody has issues. Everybody has struggles. Everybody has good days. Everybody has bad days. Whether you're men, women, children, elderly folk, everybody's got good days and bad days. You, a woman especially, if you approach a woman on a bad day, and she's had a bad day already, and you come off snotty or disrespectful, you about to get slapped. Because I've seen it happen. I'm telling you, and I don't believe in abuse, but I'm telling you, if you got to be that crazy to where you can't think before you speak, and if you actually would spend just a little bit of time with the person that has a disability, whether they can, form their words perfectly or not, whether they have issues with speech impediments or speech problems or not, whether they have trouble seeing or not, remember, CP can affect a variety of things that you may not know. But if you spend time with them and you get to know them, I've said it before. My community, the cerebral palsy community, is dedicated and loving and understanding. And they might not be able to explain it the way you can, but if you take time to listen, and give them a chance to talk to you about, and you ask them a question and take it for what it is. My buddy Blake, I'll tell you the funniest thing that happened to me, and I had like I guess I'd say a senior moment. I'm not a senior, but and people with CP can relate to this because they understand. And I'm gonna say this right off the bat: CP is a birth defect, which is where there's a lack of oxygen to the brain, and the brain sends signals in pieces. That's the best way I can explain how messages get to the arms and legs. They get to the arms and legs in pieces, and sometimes both arms go up, sometimes both legs go up. Some people with cerebral palsy in milder cases can walk. Some walk with a limp, maybe sometimes one leg is longer than the other, and they have to wear a lift on their shoe, or there's several other cases. There's hundreds of different ways that people with CP walk and talk. But my buddy Blake, I call him 50-50. He's able to walk, and one side was affected by cerebral palsy. So he's really not able to use that one side well. Well, we connect on PS4 all the time. We're the best of friends. I love him to death. Well, Blake, I asked him one time, I said, "You were born with CP, right?" And I stopped myself after I asked him, and I went, "Oh my God, did I just ask you that actually out loud?" And he's laughing so hard, trying not to fall over, because I've got CP too, and I know CP is a birth defect, and I'm going, DJ, did you really just ask him, was he born with CP? My man gonna say, nope, I found it and I picked it up. I said, wow. That's like somebody asked me. I remember one of my favorite things to do. I love messing with people. I love messing with people because it freaks them out. They say, "Oh, why were you in a chair?" I say, "Yeah, I'll tell you the story. I'm in a chair because I was in a tragic bungee jumping accident. The beginning was smooth, the middle was smooth, and the ending was concrete. And then you wait just a second, and you see their face turn red, and they want to laugh." But they're scared that they're going to offend you. I got one time, man. She couldn't figure it out. I was sitting there, as I always do, because I've been sitting for 38 years. I can tell you that's a good thing. She said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Oh, I'm sorry. No, why are you in a wheelchair?" I said, "I have standing dyslexia." And she looked but it took her brain a minute to register like what I was saying. And when she started laughing, she looked at me and she went, "You stupid." I mean, but it was an icebreaker. And sometimes humor can break the ice. If you're nervous about talking to someone with CP, let them know that you're nervous, and let them know that you've never talked to someone with a disability before. But it's not rocket scientists. I mean, rocket scientists, like they're rocket scientists around. How do we talk to this person because they're in a chair? Go up and say hi. When Miss Winnie did a show earlier that I was on, earlier in the year, one of the things she said, I said, if you don't know how to communicate with a person in a chair and you're nervous, what do you think the best thing you can do is? Just say hi. It's simple. It's not, you ain't got to say hi with the voice cracking like mine just did. But, it's just one of those things where Natalie, and I don't remember her last name, wrote a book called People with CP Are People Too. And I hope I got the title right. I honestly, while we are put in a class because people choose to think what they want to think. That is why I titled this CP portion, Only You Can Change You. You've got to take a second and evaluate where your life is and look at how you're looking at other people. if you give someone with a disability respect, or you give someone with CP respect, they're going to give it back to you most of the time. Now, I will tell you, there are some people with a disability that is woe is me. Their whole life is woe is me. Oh, I need money. I need, do. And trust me, I know people like that. But I believe in giving a person the benefit of the doubt until I have a reason not to. I was raised that I'm not different. And I told you I'm going to take the last 15 minutes of this show. It's normal. I want to explain something. I hate the word normal. I really do. Because normal puts you in a class that there's nothing wrong with you. Okay, let me say this live on Let Go Radio and live on Facebook Live. There is something wrong with everybody. There's something wrong with everybody. I'm going to say that one more time. There's something wrong with everybody in this world. Whether it's glasses, whether it's ADHD, whether it's you got a missing toe, whether it's your right hand don't work right, whether you got Alzheimer's, whether you got all this stuff. There's something wrong with everybody in this world. Everybody has problems. So I don't know where normal came from. Because a person that is mentally, that has mental issues, labeled as mentally delayed, don't use the R word in front of me. Because I can't stand that. I will clothesline the ever-loving bejesus out of somebody if they use that. What's up, Josh? Thank you for joining the Sports Minion Radio Show. I appreciate it, brother. I think some of the most interesting people in the world are people with Down syndrome and people with autism. Because I'll be honest, there is a level of intellect that goes beyond a disability when someone that has a disability lets you into their world and you have the opportunity to experience it. I say only you can change you and there's no normal because it's true. If you take a look at your life and you're thankful for the life that you have and you treat people with respect and you just give them a chance to talk back to you, you can learn so much about someone just by talking to them and by going to the park, or if you see somebody with a disability that you want to know something about, go over and just talk to them. Don't assume that they don't want anything to do with you because you're normal and they're not. That's the problem with the world now. People see people with disabilities as, oh, they're not normal. Why? Here's the thing. Take a piece of paper out right now. Take a piece of paper out and draw a circle on that piece of paper. Now, your circle may not be perfectly round. Your circle may not have a little booth on the side of it. Okay. Now, a person with CP that can't use their hands or has problems with what they call dexterity, that has to have help holding the pencil. Okay. I hold the pencil like this. It's a closed web space. See that? That's how I write. Okay. An open web space is like this. See the side of the arm right here? That's open with this part's open. I do a closed web space where it's closed. Okay. But I can still take a piece of paper and draw my circle in the air. Now, that doesn't mean that somebody might have to take the hand and assist a person with CP to draw the circle. But you know what? Here's the thing. If you take a look at life like that circle is not going to be perfectly round. And your life is not going to be perfectly smooth. You're going to have days where you're way up here. You're going to have days where you're here. And life is going to go like this. Life don't stay at one straight line like this. Life goes up, down. It may spin around like this. You may fall on the floor. You may have a really bad day. Somebody may lose it. I mean, somebody may be so mad, and something may happen, but they're not mad at you. They're mad at their situation. Remember, people with CP as well. Everybody has feelings and everybody has thoughts. And the person may not try to be ignorant. They may not know. So when they ask the question, they may not know how to ask it the right way because they may not have ever had of talking to a person with a disability before. So try to put the thinking hat on and try to take a little bit of leeway in how they feel. Now, I'm not saying be totally blunt, okay? Y'all got to throw totally blunt out of the window. Some people can be totally blunt and be okay. I'm one of those people. Look, y'all get me fired up. Now, I'm about to go to church in here, Lord. I'm telling you. I really like to see a person with a disability that comes up and talk. You get a group of people that have a disability together, and then you have a person that doesn't have a disability, and watch them walk past. Watch them walk past. But you know what? Because they wonder, man, all them chairs all together in one spot. I would, you know what? Next time you see that, invite them over and say, hey, how are you? How's your day going? It's a nice day today, isn't it? The weather's beautiful. Pick a topic. I don't know. Talk about strawberry shortcake. Talk about funnel cake. Talk about hot dogs. Talk about the shirt you're wearing. Talk about your favorite TV show. Mercy, talk to somebody. Don't shut them down. If you see 12 people in a race and they're all racing with power chairs, get in there and do the commentary. Yeah, we got one coming out of the corner now. Now we got to be quick coming on the right side there. It goes down the corner all the way around. I mean, get in there and do something funny. Get a white flag and wave a white flag and be part of it, because you never know what person you're going to affect by being true to yourself and true to them. But don't shut them off because they look different, or because they act different, or because they talk in a different way or have to talk with a communication board. Let them type out what they want to type out and listen and converse with them, because you know what? You may be the only person that they've talked to in a long time. They may not get that chance to talk to somebody and be and have that communication. Nikki gets on the show every week, and every week she says, hey. Every week she says, how you doing? Miss you. That's just the way Nikki is. Josh gets on my show. Blake gets on my show. Noah gets on my show. Several people with disabilities that have problems have been on my show. But I'm not going to shut them down because they're different. When a person has a speech problem or a problem speaking, the easiest thing that you can do is listen and let them finish. Don't take it away from them, because they worked hard to get to the end of that statement, but you don't know what that's like if your words flow like mine do, because they come out easier. But that doesn't mean they're not special and they don't have something important to say. And some people take a long time. Some people can take 5-10 minutes to get out one phrase. But in that 5-10 minutes, it may change your life. And you got to remember, the only person that can change you is you. And if you have a positive outlook at a person with a disability, don't just look at the chair. Look at them. Talk to them. Don't talk to the chair. That chair is equipment that they have. Yes, it's part of them, but it doesn't define them. Their disability does not define them. It does not make them who they are. It's part of it, but you got to remember that person has thoughts and feelings and things that they want to say. Everybody, and I'm gonna have next week. I have a show on dating and relationships with a disability. Everybody has been asking me to do this, and I'm gonna try my best to have my wife on the show. I don't know if she's gonna be on the show with me because she is shy as all get out. I really want her to be part of the show with me, but I'm gonna have a show on dating and relationships with a disability, and I want to do this. Miss Wilson asked me to do it a while back, and I really want to. I've got 10 questions that are asked for dating and relationships. So if you want to check that out next Wednesday at 2:00, That's going to be the next week's show, Dating and Relationships with a Disability. And that's going to be a fun one. You think you laugh now, Nikki, Lord have mercy, I got some stuff to make you fall out your chair, girl. So you might want to have somebody there with you so they can help you get back up, because I'm going to tell you, I got some good stuff for next week. But look, you guys can contact me on the Sports Minion Radio Show at yahoo.com. You can contact me on Let Go Radio by calling 757-774-7552. If you'd like to be a guest on my show, please email me on Facebook at DJ Carter or Dennis Carter. Let me know that you want to be part of the show. I'll be glad to bring you in. If you want to talk about something that I haven't talked about on the show, please email me and let me know. If you got ask me or topic that you want me to talk about, please email me and let me know. Make sure that y'all get ready for the event, the Cerebral Palsy Conference on the 28th. Y'all come on out to Suffolk. The location is going to be TBD. That's going to be coming up soon because it's coming up quick. It's going to be a great event. Make sure y'all contact Ms. Wilson at Kelly R. Smith, or you can contact her at kellyschoiceinc.org and email her, let her know that you want to be part of the event. It is going to be a great event. Also, make sure that you check us out for the Cerebral Palsy Roundtable Talk. If I've sent you an invite or I've sent you a notification about the event, please let me know if you're coming. We'll be glad to have you. If you're interested in coming, you can contact Ms. Wilson at what I said earlier. Again, that will be Kelly R. Smith or kellyschoiceinc.org. You can also contact me on YouTube or on Yahoo or on Twitter at the Sports Minion Radio Show at Minion Sports. So that's going to do it for this week. And I always say, if you can't be good, be bad, but be good at it. But this is D to the J with the roll away, saying we'll see where I deliver sports to the community the best way I can. Take care, everybody, and have a great day.